Hey guys, I'm Morthodon, and I just wanted to bring you a video to kind of talk about my channel a little bit. I was going to talk about some of this stuff in the poll video, and then I realized after I recorded it all and talked about it for a while, I had talked for like 5 or 6 minutes. I had more I wanted to say, but I didn't want to say it like all there. And I realized it was adding like 5 or 6 minutes onto the poll video, so I cut it all out after in the edit. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna think about this more and make a separate video. But it's nothing bad, don't worry, guys. It's mainly some updates about my Patreon, which is actually a benefit for anybody that is a patron or considering being a patron. So, but first of all, I just want to say thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome. I've been very slowly growing. You know, my channel hasn't been one of those ones that overnight suddenly we have 5 million people watching. You know, but over time I have noticed that the average number of views my videos get, like, as the weeks pass, has been going up very slowly, very, very slowly, but it is going up, which is a very good feeling for me. So it makes me really happy, and I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. So, yeah, because I think for a while there was a time, especially right when I made the change to doing the timer-based stuff, due to all the copyright reasons. If you're not sure why I ended up doing that, or if you're new and you didn't even know that I did the cut up stuff before, where the videos were on YouTube or redirected to Vimeo like a lot of other reactors do. The problem is you get copyright strikes left and right on YouTube. It's a pain to deal with. If you watch other reactors, you'll see that like half their episodes are on YouTube, half of them are on Vimeo or some other like way they upload them to a different website, you know. And I just wanted one consistent format. I didn't want to have to deal with that, and my Vimeo account got banned for doing the same exact thing that everybody else was doing, so I was like, it got permabanned. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this change. I think it's for the best. But yeah, for a while I was kind of like sad because my videos were only getting like, you know, 7 or 8 views, you know, and then like a month passed and I was getting like 10 to 15, and now I'm up to like, you know, a little over 30 on average. Is and just last a few weeks ago we were in like the 20s, and now I'm seeing like consistently my videos are getting like 30 views now. So like, it obviously it's not a lot, not a lot at all, but it is growing and it does make me happy, you know. So yeah, it's very cool. But anyway, now to get to the nitty gritty of this. Sorry for that rant at the beginning there, but yeah, so my Patreon update changes I wanted to make to give a little like reason why I'm doing this was, originally I think it was around the time when I converted to doing timer based, I decided that I would add a part of my $10 tier was gonna be what I call extra early access, which was supposed to be something where I added like, so the $5 tier was early access, which was going to be one episode early you'd get, and then the $10 tier would be more than that. You know, if I recorded ahead, I'd release it on there as extra early access. And then I like was sitting there trying to figure out how to execute it on Patreon, because when an episode comes up and I make one of the older episodes available for the $5 tier and then release new episodes for the $10 tier, I wasn't sure how to re-release the $5 tier ones. I didn't know if I should delete the old post and make a whole new post, or if that would be too redundant. I ended up just editing the older post, and I don't have enough patrons for it to even be a problem anyway right now. But I'm just thinking about the future and stuff like that, and it was kind of a pain. I'd edit it and then just remove the extra early access name and then make it available for the $5 patrons. But then a $5 patron would have to scroll all the way down through my previous videos to find that one. It wouldn't be posted in, like, you know, the newest thing coming out, so people might not even realize that it's there. And I was like trying to think about the best way to do it, and I was like, you know what? I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make the $5 tier early access, and that's just going to be all of early access, and then the $10 tier is going to be strictly my Patreon exclusive stuff, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically I'll watch an entire show on Patreon before I start releasing it on YouTube. So for instance, I'm watching Soul Eater right now. By the time you're seeing this video, I'm probably have released episode 26 on there, and you guys will be able to watch through all of those on Patreon. Once I finish the show, all 51 episodes on Patreon, the following week after that, I will be starting a new show on Patreon, and then starting to release the Soul Eater episodes one at a time on YouTube over the course of, 51 weeks. So, yeah, it's basically a motivation for you guys to help support me, and it's a very good way for me to, try to fund what I'm doing here. And even though right now I'm not really making much, I have a few of you patrons that are really dedicated, or what's the word? Dedicated might not be the right word, but very helpful, and I very much appreciate it. But yeah, I'm just trying to make this easier, make more sense. So the $5 tier now will be all of early access, and I'm also considering, because of the way I record now, I've been getting ahead, and I've been considering as soon as I upload a video, usually I upload it, and even if it's not the day that I release it, I might shoot them out onto Patreon. I might end up waiting until the day I normally release it. I'm not positive on how I want to do that yet, but basically what will happen is, right now, the way I do things is I record every other night, and then the days in between are the days that I upload and create thumbnails and stuff. So I typically record 2 episodes, unless it's like right now I'm watching The Boys live action, which each episode is like an hour, so I typically only do 1 of that, but I do 2 episodes every other night, and that typically is more than what I put out every week, which means I slowly get ahead unless I decide to take some time off and not, maintain that schedule, which I actually just did, but I'm already getting ahead again. I think, last night for me, which was Monday night, I just recorded my Thursday and Friday reactions, so you can already see, and then tomorrow, which is going to be... Wait, no, sorry, it was Sunday that I recorded those, and then Tuesday is when I'm going to be recording again, which is going to put me out all the way to... I can't record ReZero because it would never released yet. I'll be doing Black Clover and Soul Eater, so I'll be recorded out another, half a week over just a couple of days, so... but what I'm thinking about doing is releasing those videos onto my Patreon right away in that early access tier for $5, and just keep getting ahead on my Patreon, and still maybe once I get X number ahead on my Patreon, then I do a double drop on YouTube and stuff like that, since I'll be watching more than I normally do, and I do want to do some double drops. I do want to do more content for you guys and stuff like that, so we'll see how that goes in the future. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that change in my scheduling, and kind of how a little bit of behind the scenes stuff of what I do. But yeah, I'm unsure whether I will just release them the second I upload them, or if I will, stick to Boruto I release on YouTube on Thursday, and then maybe any backlogged episodes I have saved up, I will release those onto Patreon, as well as with the usual early access. And then even if I take a break, I'll make sure early access is always at least 1 episode ahead of YouTube, to maintain that benefit there. So, but because every now and then, I might do some vacation stuff, or a game might come out, and I'll just be like, oh, I really want to grind out on this game for a few days rather than record, and I'll do that. But yeah, so I mean, I think that's a pretty fair setup. I think I might end up sticking with the scheduled days. I think that might make the most sense, rather than randomly scattering my episodes. That way you guys who watch aren't just like, oh, I missed that episode being on Patreon because it got pushed down the list by everything else I'm releasing, So that way you'll be like, oh, Thursday I know that Boruto comes out, I'll have to go check out the Patreon, and then you might see a couple episodes on there, depending on how my recording schedule goes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's the plan for now, and I hope you guys enjoy that setup. I am actively trying to think of new benefits to give you guys, so if you think of anything, let me know. I've been mulling over the idea, like, if you see any other reactors do something, if they have a similar... Because obviously, like, I know there's other channels that do the timer-based system that I'm doing as one of their Patreon benefits, but since I do all my videos in that format on YouTube normally, I obviously can't do that as a benefit, so... If you see any other YouTubers that do, like, you know, the format that I do, let me know if there's any benefits from them that you guys enjoy that I could implement. But on top of that, I was also thinking about doing... Shoot, I lost my train of thought. What was it? Crap. Oh, yeah. I was thinking about for shows that have Season 2s that I'm starting... and I want to watch the previous seasons again, usually on my own time. What I used to do was a rewatch series where you can probably see a little bit of, like, I have My Hero Academia, I think is the only one I did. The viewer retention wasn't very good on it. I got almost no views on almost all the videos. I don't know about what they're at now. I haven't gone back and looked, but it was pretty bad. So I decided I wasn't going to do any more of those, but I'm considering bringing that back as just a Patreon benefit, because some of these shows I really want to pay attention, so I'm going to sit here and not do anything else while I watch it anyway, so I figure I might as well record, and then I probably just won't do much of a discussion and stuff like that. That way I can kind of, like, pump them out, because typically my discussions go for, like, 15 minutes or so, sometimes even longer, depending on how, like, crazy the episode was. And I could watch almost an entire another episode in that time frame, So I was thinking about doing that because it's at least spoiler alert for those of you who haven't voted. I think you can see the results if you have voted. The poll that's running right now on my Patreon, it looks like Dan Maki season 3 is gonna win. Which I haven't reacted to Season 2 yet. I haven't even seen Season 2. I honestly didn't even know Season 2 came out. So, I'm going to be doing Season 2 and trying to pump out those episodes with something that I promised in that poll video, and try to catch up with Season 3 as fast as I can before it ends airing. So, my point is, I'm considering watching through Season 1 as fast as possible and pumping those out onto Patreon. Maybe even, like, not do thumbnails. I don't know. That feels really lazy. I'm very, like, OCD about that, but I might not do thumbnails either, just because that will make the process even faster, since it's just going to be on my Patreon. But make that be a Patreon benefit where, like, rewatches you can see on there as well as Patreon exclusives, and that might be something interesting that I can do. I haven't fully decided if I'm going to do that, or if I'm just going to watch Dan Maki and all these other shows that might have Season 2s on my own, because I don't want to look like an idiot with you guys and just jump back into it, even though I remember a lot about that show. I remember a lot of, like, key moments, but I don't remember every character's name and stuff like that, and I want to try to get that stuff down. I want to make sure that I have, like, everything down pat, so that way I'm not fumbling my way through the show and being like, what was this again? And then you guys be like, he doesn't like it, he's not a true fan. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you guys think about those ideas, and if you have any ideas yourself. Now, just because I'm asking doesn't mean I'm going to implement anything you guys say, but I definitely do want some more ideas, so that way I can improve my channel, improve my Patreon to the best of my ability. And I'm starting to do some live action shows, which I guess The Boys is a Patreon exclusive right now, so it's going to be a while before it reaches YouTube. But I'm doing The Boys. I'll probably replace The Boys with another live action show and just pump out a few live action shows on my channel. See how it goes. I don't know. I originally planned on just sticking with anime for a while until the channel grew, But I'm also thinking, like, why not throw in some extra shows of like live action ones that I really enjoy and can have like some fun reactions to, and like have like a diversity. You know, maybe get some of the people that watch live action and maybe they also watch anime, but they haven't seen my reactions, and they can coexist together. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see how all that goes. But yeah, that's it from me. It was a 15 minutes of me rambling. So I can really talk sometimes when I get going. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this little, like, not really reveal, but changes that I'm making, and hopefully you enjoy my future reactions that are to come. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.